All right, Sam and Kendall, what is the first thing you will do once in office?
So the first thing we're going to do when we get into office is make the budget public. It's been something while we haven't had it listed on our platform points. It's something we feel very passionate about. VSG has a budget of probably around $200,000, and for the last couple years, we have no clue where that money's been going. We've heard rumors that it's all basically on internal funding, that there's unlabeled charges on the current budget that the VSG members can see. So we kind of just want to get out of that ambiguity, and we feel like the students have a right to know where the org with the largest amount of money, what they're doing with that money, where the money is going, and we want to be so much more transparent so that there's more accountability for VSG.
A big part of your campaign platform was abolish VSG. What do you mean by this?
So this is the big one. I recently met with the guy who led the efforts to dissolve Harvard student government, and we talked for a while about his whole philosophy behind it, how he made it happen there, kind of how it relates to our situation and our ideals about what a student government should look like. And at the end of the day, a student government's not a government. It has no legislative power. It can't pass laws. And I think it's time we stop pretending like it is one. There's no reason for us to have like a three-branch system to emulate the American government, or all this unnecessary bureaucracy and committees and all of this stuff. So after having a lot of these conversations, we have kind of one core vision left over, and it's that a student government should serve to do two things. It should serve as a communication channel between the students and the administration, and it should allocate its budget. Anything more than that is extraneous, and anything less than that is a failure. So we want to design a system where the student government is purely focused on doing those two things. And a lot of the specifics of that are going to rise out of our conversations with other current members of the government and with all the students. But our goal is to draft an entirely new constitution that brings things down to basically just a Senate, and then that Senate forms committees to deal with specific actionable tasks. So instead of having vague committees that preside over like an issue over the course of years, it's specific people selected from the Senate to work on a particular issue until that issue is either complete or we decide it can't be done, and then that committee is dissolved. And so our hope is that this will serve to accomplish those two goals at every step of the way, while still just eliminating all of the unnecessary spending on internal events in specific, but also on so many other things, and also cutting down on the massive amount of bureaucracy that keeps things from actually getting done.
Within your new administration, do you envision having a cabinet? And if so, how would you organize it?
So for the cabinet, as of now, we understand that dissolving VSG, it's not going to be like a one-day process, and we understand that most likely that's going to be drafted all through next semester, so fall 2023, and then hopefully whenever we can get a referendum out where the students will vote on it, that's when those changes will start to happen. But as of now, we plan on having a cabinet. We plan on interviewing people. We're currently in the stages of interviewing for chief of staff. So right now with cabinet, we're just trying to figure out what are the necessary roles. One of our questions for chiefs of staff is, when you evaluate the cabinet, is there a role you see that doesn't matter? And especially given that we haven't been in VSG before, we are so much valuing the contributions of the people that apply and the ideas they have about what has been productive and non-productive in cabinet, because we understand it's such an important role, since these are the people who are going to talk to admin and sort of be the bridge between the executive board and the committees. So as of now, we plan on having a cabinet, and we really want people who are passionate about what they do, the best qualified people. We don't have any of like the connections in VSG, so we don't know if there's certain drama with some people or certain people are more popular than others. That's not something we'll know about nor care about. We just want people who are trying their best, have the best apps, the best interviews, and we feel like we'll really work cohesively together.
How do you plan to listen to student voices once in office?
So we plan to listen to student voices while we're in office by basically serving as a channel for the student body. I mean, we've already gotten DMs and emails from people waiting to talk to us, and as of now, we are here to talk to you, listen to your ideas, no matter how small or large. But a really big thing we want to do is set up more coffee chats and set up more conversations where we're talking to the orgs on campus, For example, an idea we had is that we would have a sign up list, and any MLC org that wanted to speak with us, we would sign up, we would talk to them, just get to know what do the student orgs on campus need. This is what students love to do. What do those organizations need? What do they need from VSG? And then furthermore, if there's any students, any faculty that need to have conversations with us, we're there. So just shoot us an email or a DM and we'll be there for you.
Yeah, and another thing is one of the amendments that Ari was actually running alongside this year was to change the VS website to like a petition style thing where students could propose issues on the website, sign them like petitions, have the ones that are really popular kind of float up to the top where more students can see them, and use that to bring it to the attention of the people in the government. At the same time, we kind of want to expand upon that idea as well and use that same sort of method as an accountability for what the government's doing. So say an issue in this system gets really popular, the students really invested in it, and VSG starts to work on it. Then all of a sudden, there's another place where you can go and you click on that and you can see a concrete list of steps that have been taken on that issue. So that way students can actually see, even if there aren't immediate results, that work is being done on this. Because, right, we have the critique constantly of VSG that they get nothing done. And I think for students being able to see a list of, times talked to administration, what did we talk about? What did we get done at this? What are the blockers at this point? I think just having so much of this information like that, the budget, having meetings be open, all of this stuff, just the transparency, I think goes a long way towards that two-way communication with students.
So far, your use of satire has resonated with the student body. What are your plans for incorporating satire into your positions now that you've been elected?
We've talked about a couple fun things. There's been a lot of serious talk about, we have a lot of work to do if we're actually going to dissolve this government. But I wanted to do like weekly fireside chats, like way back in the day. I think that would be fun and like a good way for the student body to hear about what's going on in a kind of entertaining way. And I think just in general, like being able to just function as a figure doing those types of things in general makes it easier for people to like express their ideas and be comfortable like talking to us and knowing that we have their best interests at heart and that this is not like a self-serving power grab career move thing. I think doing a lot of stuff like that just to show, relationship with the students, like really helps them understand that we're here to serve them.
Kendelle, any comments from you?
Yeah, I think we're a funny bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And so we definitely want to bring a little bit of humor into VSG. And I think through working as a satire newspaper, obviously our jobs have been, we're still planning on writing and doing for the slant, but a lot of our job has been to look at what's going on campus and put like a humor spin on it or make it so absurd that it's satire. And I think now that we're in the position, I think we can look at the things that are being passed and the things that we're doing and be like, okay, so when we have our Wednesday meetings at the slant, would we write a headline about what we're doing right now? Like, would someone make a joke out of us right now? And I think thinking of that lens to kind of be very like, make sure that things that we're doing are reflective of what the students want instead of doing things that are only self-serving is how we're kind of going to use our satire lens to look at things.
What are you most excited about as incoming VSG admin?
Oh, I forgot to think of an answer to this one. Most excited about? I mean, honestly, I'm really, really excited about actually trying to dissolve the government. Like, 100% legitimately, I think that would be so, like, incredible if we managed to do it. Every story I've heard about this occurring, mostly at Harvard, but also places like Virginia Tech, it's gone really, really well and, like, resulted in massive improvements. And to be able to see that happen and also to just be able to say, like, damn, like, I dissolved the government, that would just make me really happy. I'm very excited about that.
I would say that I'm most excited for I now have a position where I get to know so many people on campus and just hopefully help a lot of people and hear what people want and just make Vanderbilt just a little bit more comfortable for a lot more people. And if we have the power to do that with VSG, I hope as many people as we can feel like our administration did something and that something changed for them and that there was a little bit from us.